Hello everyone. I'm not doing too well today. I'm still recovering from going out a few days ago. But I just want to share how great A Christmas Carol is. Now, a tradition that I have is to read A Christmas Carol every year. Charles Dickens is one of my favorites, and this book is just wonderful. And I'm sure some of you have at least seen some of the films that have been done about it, but if you've never read the book, I really think you should. It really stays with you. You laugh, you cry. It's wonderful. So I wanted to share a little bit of it with you. Now, I bought a special edition because, you can't judge a book by its cover, but I've read it so many times that you can. Now, it's got a lovely embossed fake leather script at the back, and it says, "I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on the stone." So, I can't remember what the song it is. I think it's The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Scary ghost stories, and snow. And I used to think, what are the scary ghost stories? It's this. So it does look a bit scary, but it's fun scary. Now, this has a lovely introduction that I want to share with you. Charles Dickens is often called the man who invented Christmas. In truth, he didn't do it single-handedly, but certainly helped. Dickens published a series of Yuletide tales at a time when the British were redefining their winter traditions. Because of the new jobs that came with the Industrial Revolution, people were moving closer to towns, and the newly relocated residents were wary of celebrating country traditions that may have appeared strange. Yet they were loath to adopt new urban conventions. As a result, Christmas celebrations were in decline during the first part of the 19th century. But when Queen Victoria came to power, in 1837, she and later her husband Prince Albert introduced many Christmas traditions, which I love. Look them up too. Trees, card exchanges, act of charity to the disadvantaged, and the traditional Christmas dinner. In the 1840s, Yuletide celebrations were transforming, and Dickens' vivid portrayals of merging old and new traditions helped to cement a Victorian Christmas image that has endured to current times. Dickens' ghostly little book, called A Christmas Carol, was finished just in time to make a first print run of 6,000 copies in December 1843. Ever conscious of the financial struggles of the lower classes, Dickens wanted a nice book with colour illustrations that was also affordable. Very kind. His publisher wanted to make a profit. To settle the argument, Dickens used his own money to have the books printed and retained the right to sell them for just 5 shillings apiece. All 6,000 copies sold the very first day, and subsequent editions, a total of 15,000 books, left only 70 copies at the end of the first year. As the spirit of Christmas took hold, Dickens endeavoured to publish a new book for every year of the holiday. Isn't that nice? The subsequent stories, The Chimes, A Cricket on the Hearth, The Battle of Life, and The Haunted Man, exhibit increasingly less focus on the holidays, but never waver in Dickens' compassion for the poor. Dickens went on to write many more literary classics that are still popular today, but none are so reliably read as the Christmas series. We hope you enjoy this collection that helped shape a lasting image of the perfect Victorian Christmas. And that was written by the editors at Canterbury Classics. Now, just in case you're not fully convinced, this is my favourite part. It's his little introduction to A Christmas Carol. It says, "In prose, being a ghost story of Christmas." And this is what Charles Dickens wrote. "I have endeavoured in this ghostly little book to raise the ghost of an idea, which shall not put my readers out of humour with themselves, with each other, with the season, or with me. May it haunt their houses pleasantly, and no one wish to lay it. Their faithful friend and servant, C.D., Charles Dickens, December 1843. And I think it's beautiful. Plus, the start is hilarious. He sort of writes like I talk, going off on little tangents. So like in Stave 1, Marley's Ghost, Marley was dead to begin with. There was no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything that he put his hand to. Old Marley was dead as a doornail. Mind, I don't mean to say that I know of my knowledge what there is particularly dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as the deadliest piece of ironmongery in the trade. But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hand shall not disturb it, or the country's done for. You will therefore permit me to repeat emphatically that Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead? Of course he did. How could it be otherwise? So it's really great. It's easy reading, and it's beautiful. Now, this does haunt my house pleasantly every year, and I love it so very much I'll probably be buried with it. So, this season, I really, really hope that you give it a try. Now, I'll see you tomorrow. And happy Christmas Eve Eve.